gorgeous girls and beautiful boys, men and women. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you guys doing? So yes, we didn't post any video last week, and I'm really sorry about that. I was actually very busy, and I just had to just take that weekend to just rest and do some other things, right? So yes, we are back. We are back. All right, we are back. And also let me say this. My voice might look very faint and all of that. It's just how it is. I think it's the weather in Lagos, Nigeria currently. It's really affecting my throat. But yes, I'll try as much as possible to be very audible as much as I can. So yes, welcome back. I hope that you actually religiously engaged the previous videos and it wasn't just anticipating a new video. I sound like an African mom. But yes, I hope you really engaged other videos to pick a lot of lessons from them while anticipating a new video. Okay, I like the sound of that. All right, so this week, what are we going to be talking about? We are going to be talking about how to run an effective sprint planning section. So, as a Scrum Master or a product manager doubling as a Scrum Master, how do you run an effective sprint planning section? So, have you ever been in a sprint planning meeting that felt like watching paint dry? Like you just painted your room and you're just there, you're just looking at, what's that song? But you're just watching that the paint, you are just there, you're just watching the paint get dried and you are confused because it's just like, how long is this going to take? How long? You are just confused and estimates are all over the place. In sprint planning meeting, right? That is just what happens, right? Estimates are all over the place, and at the end of it, nobody really knew what they were supposed to build. Like, it feels like a product manager meeting that the person just decided to just get all of you involved, but you are not necessarily involved in it, or you are not. Oh, what's the English now? You were not involved in it. It felt like the meeting for the product manager, but she just wanted to have you guys on board so that you know that she knows that she's a product manager. I hope I've not confused you. All right. So sometimes it feels like that, but stick around because I'm going to be talking about how to transform your sprint planning from a dreaded time waster to the most productive meeting your team actually look forward to. So if you feel like, you've seen the reaction that, your development team, man, it just feels like we've wasted like maybe an hour on this meeting. You now want to look at ways to make it better. That is what we are going to be doing today. So let's just get into it. Let's get straight into it. What is sprint planning? So think of sprint planning like I'm planning a road trip with your friends. So you've decided that, guys, so I think they said that trip that made it out of WhatsApp, right? So you've decided, guys, we need to travel, we need to go out, we need to go and see places. We've been hindered. We have to be outside, right? So what do you do? What are those things that you do? So think of it as your sprint planning. Do you understand? So you will not just jump into the car and start driving, except if you want to fund everything. Yeah, well, even though I don't like going out, but if you just do something like that and just come down, Alpha, where are you? Oh yeah, come outside. Let's go out. Maybe I will accept because I feel like it takes that um um responsibility of packing or anything, takes it off my shoulder. So you are the one that will do everything for us, right? So what you need to do is you have to figure out where you are going. You have to figure out how long it will take, who's bringing what, and what destination, what's the location going to be like. How many places do you want to figure? Do you want to go, and where is going to be the first place? Like all of those things you need to plan. So sprint planning is exactly that, but for your development team, not for just your friends, but your development, like we are doing product management here, right? So it's for your development team. So it's a collaborative meeting where your team decides what work they will complete during the upcoming sprint, which is typically a 1 to 4 week period, right? So that period, that sprint planning section, your development team, they come together, plus you, everybody, you guys actually come together and you start thinking, okay, what is X going to do, what is B going to do, what is C going to do, how are we going to get things done, how do you want to work? Everybody is working together. So the key difference from traditional projects planning is that instead of planning months ahead with rigid timelines, right, you are planning just enough to move forward confidently, knowing you can adapt as you learn more. So you have like a product backlog, right, and you just know that, okay, for example, let's say we want to build an e-commerce application. We know that we have, like, let's say 6 modules for that application. What we are going to do is we have all of those things in our product backlog, and we just want to pick and start developing as we go, as we make progress on that project, right? We are just going to be picking it. Okay, for this module one, we have 60 tasks there. We are not going to just start with 60 tasks in sprint one, where it depends on the capacity of your team, but I don't think that's like a wise thing to do. So you are just going to say, okay, for sprint one, I'm going to pick 20 tasks out of our 60 tasks, and we are going to start with that. And like, that is just how you want to do it. But so the goal is not perfection, right? It is alignment, it is clarity, and it is commitment. So you are not aiming towards perfection. Is there any perfection in itself? I don't think so. Is there any perfection? I'm asking you guys. But it's about clarity. Everyone understand what they need to do, as in they know what they need to bring to the table in it. And it's all about alignment, clarity, and everyone just knowing what they need to do. Now there are two big questions you need to ask yourself and your team members when you want to start sprint. Like, oh, we are going to start the sprint in 2 weeks time. You need to ask two big questions. Every effective sprint planning sections answer two fundamental questions, and I call this the sprint planning superstar. So the first one is, what will we deliver? What will we deliver? And the reason is that it's about selecting the right product backlog items. So like I said, right, you already have like 6 modules. Now you want to prioritize, is it checkout that will come first before onboarding? Mm-mm. Does it work that way? No. So you just want to like do, what will we deliver? Each sprint, for this first sprint, what is going to be the result? What's going to be the outcome, right? So you want to know, what are the features, what are the fixes, what are improvements that will provide the most value to our users and our business, right? That is what you want to do per sprint. What is our achievement? What are we going to say we've checked out from our module or from our product backlog? Now the second question is, how will we deliver it? The first one is what, and the second one is how. How are we going to deliver it? Oh, we are going on a trip. How are we going to get there? Are we going to do air? Are we going to go by road? Are we going to go by train? Are we going to go by land? How are we going to deliver it? How are we going to get this thing done? So this is about breaking down the work. You now break down each task. I mentioned how I create my Jira boards, the boxes, right? How I list everything out so that everybody knows what they are meant to do. So you break down the work, you estimate efforts. Now, estimating efforts, we have velocity and estimation of efforts. I don't know if you know about it, but yes, those are like the calculation part in product management, right? You cannot do the estimation yourself. Sometimes you need to get your CTO or the senior developer on that project, and you guys can sit together and say, oh, okay, this is how long it's going to take on this particular task, this is how long it's going to. So you create all of those things and you put them on either your Jira or your Trello board, and you add the timeline to each of those tasks. Do you get? So you make sure that everyone understands their role. You're not just giving people what you think they should do. It's not just about assigning tasks, it's about them understanding it, because the truth is that you guys will just continue building. Then after like the second sprint, you have to call another meeting that, guys, do we even understand what we are trying to achieve? Guys, do we even understand what we are trying to achieve? So get these two questions right, and you are 80% of out of your way to sprint success. So that is what is going to happen. And when you miss them, right, it will be like you are firefighting all spring long. Like, yeah, just going to be calling me to, guys, I don't think you guys understand this thing. Oh, guys, I don't think you guys understand what we are trying to achieve here. Oh. But the insider secrets most teams miss is that the magic is not in the answer. It's how you collaborate to find them. So you're not just coming to the meeting and say, guys, I already figured everything out. So you do this, you do this. It's about listening to your team members. I don't know why I keep saying this. Communication is so good. Collaboration is very, very powerful. So you want to ask them, so guys, what do you think about this project? What do you think about this thing we are trying to? And from their responses, you understand that, no, my guys are good. Oh, my guys, they are good. They know what we need to do. But the truth is, preparation is everything. preparation is everything. Most teams think that sprint planning starts when everybody sits down in the meeting room. No, now they've already told you that we want to build this solution. So I want to believe that immediately you mention it, it is in people's mind that the next task that is coming to us is about this. So it's not until when we now start sitting down, even before then, people should start discussing. People should start deliberating even before the official sprint planning meeting. People should start deliberating on what they think is going to happen on that project or during the sprint planning or sprint itself. Do you get? So now you as the product owner, this is your homework. You want to come prepared with a prioritized refined product backlog. You know, I mentioned it. It's not when you join the sprint planning call, you now start talking about, so I will now be putting it on my board one after. There are modifications that you can do during the sprint planning meeting, right? But it's not like you will just come with your product requirement document. It is when that meeting, because you just take time, you waste people's time. I don't even like time staying on calls for too long. It drains me. So I don't also want to waste my developers' time. So I already have like a refined, prioritized product backlog, but we just now want to collaborate to see how we can make it better. So think of user stories that are definition of ready. That means they are clear. Do you understand? Those are the things that you want to do. You think of your user stories that are definition of ready. So this user story, this is acceptance criteria. This is when I know that this thing is done. So they are clear, testable, and small enough to complete in a sprint. And a good rule of thumb is if you can't explain a user story in 2 minutes or less, it needs more refinement. It feels like it is still an epic. You have not broken it down to simpler terms. If you cannot explain your user story, okay, check out. If you cannot explain checkout in, okay, when you are done with adding your product to carts, everything you want to carts, you just want to check out, you want to go to the next stage, which is payment, then something is wrong. I, I feel like that's like the simplest part, it's the simplest way to explain it. So yes, the second one is the team's homework. You as a product owner, you are focusing on the product backlog, right? The team's homework. The development team should review the backlog beforehand. You know, I said it. You are not coming to that call to start creating your product backlog. You are not coming to that call to come and do that. So the development team should review the backlog beforehand. They already have it. Like I said, the sprint meeting is not where you want to start telling them we have a new product. No, everyone knows already. Everyone knows. So no need for deep analysis, but a quick scan helps everyone hit the ground running. Like they already know, it has been mentioned to them. It's not your sprint, but you want to start telling them that we want to build an e-commerce application. Mbanu. So it's like reading the menu before you get to the restaurant. You make better decisions faster. I know that now when you go online or probably on Instagram and you want to go to one restaurant like that, you see on under their profile or something, you see like they have different boxes or circles. You see menu, you see food, you see drinks, you see policy, something. You can download it and just look at what they have. If what they have is not something that you can eat, check another restaurant. Right? So that is what it feels like. Then the Scrum Master's homework, ensure you have the right tools, the space, and time frame. So for a 2 week sprint, right, you plan 4 hours max. That is what you want to do. Plan for 4 hours max. Any longer and you will lose focus and energy. I feel like that's just the type of person I am. I don't get easily distracted. It's just that I hate sitting at a spot for too long. I want to go and count my steps. So don't drain me, please. Don't dream. Let's get into it. Let's move very fast and let's understand. So send out a sprint planning preview 24 hours before the meeting with the top candidate stories, right? The simple step can cut your meeting time in half. I always like getting people prepared even before meetings. It's just like, oh, we are going to have a meeting on Wednesday, and I already get the memo out, like, oh, this is what we are going to be discussing about. This is this. So everyone, if you now get to that call, that's it. I will fight you. If you get to the call, you ask, yo, so what is this meeting about? And you're copying in my mail, I'll look at you like you're an unserious person because really you're an unserious person. So now the step-by-step process. So let's break the actual meeting into digestible chunks, right? So I like to think of it as a three act play. So act one, scene one. Act one is set the stage, right? Start with the sprint goal. Don't just go straight into user stories. You need to set you start with the sprint goal. What are we going to achieve in this sprint? Okay, we are gonna have like 4 or 5 sprints, and this is what we want to achieve from each sprint, right? Probably you don't want to like box everything to all the sprints. You just want to pick it like, okay, sprint one, sprint two, sprint three. This is what we are going to achieve. So you don't just go into user story this year. They are looking like, you're like, what's this person talking about? But you begin with the why. What's the overarching goal for the sprint? This should be a clear, inspiring statement that fits on a sticky note. It's not too big. I was taking a course a few days ago, and I think it's about I think it's user stories, right? It should be very short. Your sticky note, right? What you want to achieve can fit into that sticky note. You don't have to get like a very long paper to start writing. Who is going to read it? So something like enable users to check out without creating an account. Simple. Or improve page load speed by 50%. Developers, they understand this very, very well, rather than a very robust statement that they will start coming back to that. What are you trying to say here? So you review sprint capacity, look at your team's availability, who is taking vacation, any holidays, any training sections. So you have to be realistic. It's better to under promise and over deliver. It's just the truth. So you need to look at your team's capacity. Oh, I have like 10 developers assigned, or development team, everybody, you have like 15 people assigned to this project. Out of these people, let me go and check the annual leave what's it called, documents. Who is going on leave when we are going to be working on this project? Who is going on vacation? Who is taking exam leaves, leave, or whatever, study leave, or all of those things? You have to review your sprint capacity, and you also need to set ground rules. Remind everyone this is a collaborative discussion, not a download section, not a Tammy section. It's a collaborative discussion. So questions are encouraged, assumptions should be challenged. I like when people come to a meeting and they are challenging things, they are thinking outside of the box, and everyone's voice matters. I'm the product manager. Please, let's take that the product and the manager. I am the one. I have brought myself to you people so that we can all dissect this thing and come out with a very, very good plan towards our sprint, right? Now, Act 2 is select and plan. This is the main event. So the story selection dance starts with your highlight, the highest priority. So you want to know, okay, is it like the e-commerce thing that we are using, right? Is it onboarding first? Is it checkout? Is it adding to carts? All of those. Is it payments? Which one is going to be priority? So you need to start with your highest priority item. So the product owner would explain the what and why. Then the team digs into the how. Do you understand? So this is not about detailed technical design. It's about shared understanding. Sprint planning is actually collaboration. So you use the definition of done as your quality gate. Can we really call this complete by sprint end? What is going to happen before we can say this thing is done? Do you get? And there is estimation magic. So here is where it gets really, really fun. You use story points. You know, I was saying something about velocity, estimation, and all that. So you have to use story points. I know that most people don't do it, but I still do it. So I use the t-shirt sizes, like we have the extra large, medium, and small. I don't know if you've seen something like that. I don't know if you see something like that, but it's actually a very good place to begin as a product manager. So you use story point, t-shirt sizes, or whatever estimation method works for your team. So the goal is not precision, it's relative sizing and shared understanding. Again, it is looking at, I had a course a few days ago and I shared my product prioritization template, and the sizing thing was there. And somebody asked me, wait, are we do we want to sew clothes? And I laughed and I had to tell the person that it's actually my prioritization technique, right? So it's not just about precision, it's relative sizing and shared understanding. Now, my favorite technique is planning poker with a twist. So everyone reviews their estimates. I asked the highest and lowest estimators to explain their reasoning. Okay, this thing now, you've added highest to this one, you've added lowest. Why is this one high? And why do you think this one doesn't really need much attention? Do you get? So we uncover assumptions and risks that would otherwise stay hidden. So when we just take it, okay, this one is ISI, we just start taking it. But if you don't ask why, you won't understand. And from there, you can just say, "I know now. This one should be the biggest one. Why this one is, we can always come back to this." So the commitment moment to, once you've selected stories that fit your capacity, ask the magic question, team, can we commit to delivering these items by sprint end? You're not the one that will develop, or you're not the one that will write the code. So you need to ask them, but boss, babies, alpha, are you sure that we can do this thing? Me, I'm saying that we should do just 10 per sprint, 10 tasks per sprint. You people are saying 20 tasks. Are we sure that we can deliver those 20 tasks by the end of the sprint? So this is not about pressure. It's about honest assessment and shared accountability. That is what it is about. So it's not about I know I am capable. My dear, you might be working on three tasks or three other projects. Let's be transparent as much as possible. And the third act is wrap and launch. So you need to summarize and confirm. So what you do is you restate the sprint goal, review selected stories, and confirm everyone understands their next steps. Everyone, I'm not saying that they will not come back, but at least when they are coming back from the place of knowledge. They already understand the sprint goal. So identify dependencies and risk. What could derail the sprint? What could go wrong? So external dependencies, is that what? Technical unknowns, is that what? And name them now so you can manage them proactively. And also, you need to plan the first day. Who is working on work first? Okay, is it the is it the designers? Is it the UI UX person? Okay, from there, do we move to the back end, and from there to the front end? How are we going to do it? Who is going to start working? Who is going to do the first thing on that project? So this prevents the dreaded Monday morning confusion. Now we are just on the call and we don't even know, are we even going to build the product? Nobody knows anything, right? So that is what you need to do. You need to plan the first day. And these are like common pitfalls that I've experienced, and I just want to share with you. The first one is the never ending meeting. I think if you know me, you will know that people that know me, they know that not like I don't like meetings. I hate long meetings. I hate spending long hours because now I don't even, you are talking too much and I'm already confused. I understand from the first 1 minute, like probably 20 minutes. See anything after the 25 minutes, it feels like you're speaking kumbaya. I don't understand again. I don't. So the never ending meeting, if your sprint planning regularly goes over 4 hours, you see that 4 hours, safe 4 hours, yeah, it's just let's follow the scrum rules, right? If it should go over that 4 hours, you have a backlog refinement problem. I said what I said. You have a backlog refinement problem, not a planning problem. Mm-mm-mm. So you need to move detailed discussion to separate refinement sections. Please don't let us 4 hours out of 8 hours that we are going to work, and we spend 4 hours on a call. It's not nice. Now, pitfall number two, the silent team. If only the product owner and scrum master are talking, you are doing it wrong. No, you will talk, oh, because see, the way I work, you will talk because I'll push it to you. Okay, so what do you even if you are not a product owner, I'll push it to you. So, guys, what do you guys think? What you will think, oh, you will think and talk. So it's not only me. And also, please encourage you. You are not the only genius. You are not the only brilliant person. Encourage your team members to talk. So the development team should be asking questions, suggesting alternatives, and raising concerns. Silence is not agreement. It's often confusion because it will come back to you. They will come back to you because they did not understand it. Now, pitfall number three, overcommitment syndrome. Jack of all trades. Overcommitment syndrome. So teams often commit to 100% capacity, leaving no room for the unexpected. No, I mentioned it earlier. You have to ask the questions. What could derail the sprint? So you need to build in a 20% buffer for bugs, urgent requests, and the general chaos of software development. You need to factor all of those things. Then the pitfall number four is Goldilocks syndromes. Yeah. Stories that are too big create false confidence and usually don't get finished. You people will build for 2 years. You're still building one module because your story is just too big and it's you did not break it down. Then developers will now go and build what they think. Then you people will come back. QA will test. QA will be seeing a lot of issues on that product. it's bad really. So stories that are too small create administrative overhead. Aim for stories that can be completed in 1 to 3 days. Estimation, story points. You need to create things that people understand. Even when you explain to a baby that I'm not going to feed you today, the baby understand that they are gonna fast. Do you understand? So that is what you want to do. Then the pitfall number 5, the perfect plan trap. There is nothing that the only person that is perfect is God. You're not perfect. Your project is not perfect. Your product is not even perfect, because that's why you say you want to iterate or based on feedback. If it was perfect, then you're not going to get any feedback. You feel like you've done the best. Not even the best, you've done the most perfect. But there is nothing perfect. There is nothing perfect. So remember, you are not planning the entire project, just the next sprint. That is what you are doing. So embrace uncertainty and plan to adapt. That is agile now. That is how you cannot just say everything is good. We are Gucci here. No, you need to like allow yourself to adapt. So what are some of the tools and techniques? So the digital tools are Jira, or Trello for backlog management. I have Mura for collaboration, estimation, and planning, and I also use Miro. And for Zoom polls or planning poker apps, for remote estimation. So I use Zoom polls or planning poker for my remote estimation. And for physical tools, right? Yes, they still work. So you can use sticky notes and whiteboard for planning. You can use planning poker cards for in-person estimation, and you can also use a visible sprint board that everyone can see and touch. Like everyone can go to the board and they will just touch it. Okay, this is it. This is like those are the physical tools. So I also use sprint planning canvas. So you create like a visual template with sections for sprint goals, selected stories, team capacity, dependencies, or risk, and also definition of done. So this keeps everyone focused and creates a great artifact for reference during the sprint. Everybody knows, like, okay, this is where we are. We are still talking about sprint planning. We have moved on to selected stories. We are thinking about the team capacity. The organization has said, okay, I will need just 10 people to work. I might sure that 10 people can carry out this project. Is it a very small project or is it a robust one? So dependencies and risk, and also the definition of done. We can do all of that. Then the next thing is remote sprint planning. For example, if you are working with a remote development team, what are you going to do? So working with distributed teams, no problem if you guys are not in the same place. So here are my top tips for remote planning. If you are doing like your sprint planning, right? Before the meeting, what you need to do is send materials 24 hours in advance. And this also works if you are even meeting physically, right? Always send out materials even maybe 48 hours, so that people, they don't get on the coin, they're asking what are we going to, what is the agenda. They already have the agenda before they come to the meeting. Also use shared screens, not email attachments. Use shared screen. Text your text test your tech start up or your setup. Nothing kills momentum like audio issues. Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Can you, are you still there? It's like my network. Always, I know that those things, they are unpredictable, but at least if you know that you have like two internet provider, look for the one that is very, very strong, so that you can do that call. Now during the meeting, use breakout rooms for detailed story sections or discussions. I actually like this. I like when I put people into breakout rooms. Go and deliberate, and let us come back and let us now refine all of those deliberations. So leverage digital collaboration tools for real-time input. Take breaks. We said it's going to be for 4 hours, right? You need to take break every 90 minutes, or probably, yeah, 90 or every 60 minutes, right? So screen fatigue is real. I think that is what happens to me when I stay on a call for too long. I get really, really tired. So screen fatigue is real. Assign a participation facilitator to ensure everyone contributes. You are not going to you may not oversee everything. So assign one team member to ensure that everyone contributes. So that person is going to be like the participation facilitator, right? And also ensure you keep energy high. Start with a quick team check-in. Guys, how have you guys been? Oh, Tito, it's been a while. You're on this team, you're on this project with me too. Oh, Tife, how you doing? How is Canada? Like, you get, like, just do like a warm up section. Let everybody feel relaxed. Let them tell you how their day is going and all of that. Use polls and interactive elements. There is this particular I've forgotten the name of the thing. Probably I'll have a picture when editing. Sha. It's very, very good. It's really, really good for team collaboration or just to get the pressure off people. Rotate will present different stories. Developers, let them talk, let them contribute. They are not stupid, please. They cannot, it's not only just to write code. Let them talk. They have brilliant ideas in their head. And end with a virtual celebration of your plan. Guys, well done. Do this, do this. There was this thing that I did with my developers one time like that. I do buy pizza for them. I do buy pizza. I do sometimes. I mean, my developers we work remotely, but sometimes I just just to want something little for them. You let them go and do oblate for Fridays. You get so you just make everybody feel good. Like just make everybody feel good. So the key is making remote feel as collaborative as in person, not just a series of presentation. You know that somebody has turned off their video, they've gone to sleep. So how do you measure success? How do you know if your sprint planning is actually working? So one thing you need to, I mean, some of the things you do is sprint goal achievement rate. Are you consistently meeting your sprint goals? You already listed the sprint goals. Now you always go back, circle back. Oh, okay. We said we are going to achieve this. Are you consistently meeting those sprint goals? If you are below 80%, hey, look at your estimation and commitment practices. Something could be wrong. Then also, story completion rates. What percentage of committed stories do you actually finish? Like, okay, for the week one, because it's not at the end of the sprint that you want to check what has been done. Because we said 1 to 4 weeks doesn't mean that it's at the end of the 4 weeks that you now you now start checking. No, you have to check like at the end of the every week, even if it is just you that is doing it, so that you know what to say, what you move as they are completing this probably like 10 tasks. You are testing them, you are seeing if it is fine or will you still put them back to do you get? So elder teams complete 85 to 95% of committed work. Now the next thing is planning efficiency. You need to track your planning times versus your sprint length. So you should be spending 2 to 5% of your sprint duration in planning. Also, you need to measure team confidence at the end of the meeting. What's the ginger like? What's everybody's hype rate? What are they doing? Are they hyper? Are they excited about the project? So after planning, survey your team on a scale of 1 to 10. How confident are you that we can deliver our commitment? Elder scores are 7 to 9. It's not even 5. It's not even 6. It's like 7 to 9. Surprises per sprint. So count how many we did not see that coming moments you have. It's always going to happen. So always count like, oh, more. We didn't even know that this one is going to happen. So good planning reduces surprises. But here's the most important metric: team satisfaction. If your team dreads sprint planning, something needs to change, regardless of what the number says. Regardless of it, if they don't like sprint planning, you need to understand why they don't. Is it because they don't feel they are part of that team? They just feel like you're the only one talking, you're the only one making suggestions, you're the only one driving the conversation. So yes, advanced tips, right? The pre-planning game. Have team members individually select their top 5 stories before the meeting. Oh guys, these are the stories. Oh, they already have it here, 24 hours. Now let them pick their five top five most interesting stories before the meeting. So compare selections to identify alignments and differences. Team A said this is it. Team B said this is it. Okay, why did Team A say A? Why did Team B say B? So you need to understand that. Also, risk adjusted planning. For each story, you need to ask, what's the worst case scenario? Like what can even scatter this thing? What's the worst case scenario? So you need to plan for 80% confidence, not 50%. Though, I don't do 50. It has to be like maybe 70 above. So the two pizza rule: keep your planning section to teams that can be fed with two pizza. So that's like 5 to 9 people, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's like 10 slices. So you keep it to just those people that you know that, okay, these people, they can carry the discussion with other team members. So larger group needs different approaches, but I always like to work with very small teams, and I know that these people, even if I'm not there, they can go back to their team members and just communicate what is being said properly. That is what I want to do. So now also we have the story mapping integration. Use or user story map as a visual guide during planning to maintain focus on user value. So you need to do like story mapping now. Okay, from this place, okay, so once this person comes in through this place, this is all of the things they need to get done before they can move to this next stage. Now we have the definition of ready. I hope these are not too many information, but let's just get it out. The definition of ready checkpoint. So before estimating any story, you need to confirm if it meets your definition of ready criteria. So this prevents mid-sprint scope creep. You know, I said they will just come back and tell you that it's like we don't even understand what we want to do anymore. So you need to create like your user stories. There are acceptance criteria for all of those user stories. And velocity trending, don't just look at sprint velocity, look at the trend over 3 to 4 sprints to make better capacity decisions. Do you get? And there you have it. Sprint planning doesn't have to be meeting that everyone dreads. It doesn't have to be that. I as much as I am like always inside, I don't want to. I always want to engage with my developers. They are very, very brilliant and I can recommend them anywhere. So they love sprint planning meeting. When done right, it's energizing, it's collaborative, and set your team up for sprint success. So what are the ingredients, key ingredients that you need to remember? Proper preparation beats perfect execution. If you don't plan very well, you people will have issues. You're gonna have issues. And also focus on collaboration, not just planning. Ensure everyone understands what they need to do. Commit to what you can realistically deliver. Commit to what, don't go and give us oppo. Don't go and promise something that you cannot deliver. So you need to commit to what you can realistically deliver. You need to also measure and improve your process continuously. Okay, this is what we said we are going to do. Like I said, don't wait to the end of this. Oh, you're gonna cry. Don't wait to the end of the fourth week before you start evaluating, measuring what has been done. Even from the first week, they said they've done this. Okay, they've pushed to the testing environment. You want to start testing. Even before you go to your QA, you want to start testing. The best sprint planning sections feels less like meetings and more like team strategy sections where everyone leaves excited about the work ahead. That is something I want you to do. Let everybody get excited. Let everybody let the group chat start buzzing. Like, guys, we are ready. No, they don't do that. They will just go quiet, but they are excited. They will show you, but they're excited. So yes, if this video helped you level up your sprint planning game, smash that like button. I've missed saying this. I didn't say it last week. Oh, it feels good saying it this week. Smash that like button. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. Yo, we have 216 subscribers. I love you guys so, so much. Let's keep it coming. Let's go and bring much more harvest. All right. Thank you so much, guys. And also, which one again? Don't forget to drop a comment, like, subscribe, share, and yeah, I think that's it. Just subscribe. There are going to be more agile insights. So in the comments, you can also tell me what's your biggest sprint planning challenge, and we can just talk about it. And yeah, sorry if my voice was really not that. I think it's the flu. But yeah, until then, keep planning, keep improving, and remember, great software is built one sprint at a time. I'm going to see you next week by God's grace. Bye.